See, Tanima, as far as the topography of the rescue operation is concerned, you need to understand that this escape tunnel, which has been made, it is horizontally. So inside the debris, they have pushed through the auger machine those pipes. The diameter of those pipes is also not very big. It's about 2 feet. So they have pushed 60 meters pipe inside where the tunnel debris fell. But as the debris was there, you need to push the pipe 2 meters further ahead, because otherwise if the debris is still there, the debris will keep falling inside the pipe. So that is why you need to push the pipe a little ahead. That is what they are saying, that you need to push a pipe little 2 meters ahead, and then you need to erect a ramp. How would otherwise, because there's a kind of a rubble which fell, so the workers who are trapped inside, they will walk up to that ramp, those makeshift stairways. They will walk up and then they will get inside that pipe, and then they would be pulled out or wheeled out by NDRF. A senior NDRF personnel would be going inside the escape tunnel, demonstrating how it needs to be done to all those trapped workers, 41 of them. And then one by one, we heard General Atta Hussain saying that each worker would be needing about 5 to 7 minutes to be pulled out, because the diameter of the pipe is not very big. So the worker would come, lie down on the stretcher, and then he would be pulled out. And that's why it would take next 4 to 5 hours. Those hours are very crucial as far as the rescue operation is concerned. Moreover, the biggest the thing is that these workers, one of them, in fact, when I was speaking to so many families, one of them I learned has been trapped thrice inside the tunnel. So he is acting as a leader. He is keeping the morale high of all the other workers who have been trapped inside, and he has volunteered that he would be the last one when these workers would be pulled out. So he would be the last one. He has volunteered himself that I'll be the last one to be pulled out, to keep the morale up. The families are inside these people inside the tunnel. So whenever these workers are pulled out, 41 ambulances are on standby. Each worker would be accompanied by one family member in an ambulance, and also one nodal officer who would be accompanying them to the district hospital in Chiliali Sod, which is about 1 hour away from Silkyara tunnel. Tanima?
Right. Neeta, in fact, I was discussing this with Kishore as well. You have, in fact, really given a very clear description stage by stage as to how the workers are going to be brought out. What are some of the stumbling blocks that the rescue officials anticipate?
See, the last bit is that the soil is very soft. So you need to keep that escape tunnel also intact, and the people who are rescuing those workers, you need to worry about their safety also. So when they were drilling these pipes, inside, when the gas cutters were cutting, because when you're building a tunnel, so much of iron is put into the construction. So each time, even one small bit used to come, that needs to be cut with the gas cutter. But now that escape tunnel has been established, now the major thing is, because the surface of inside the pipe is also not going to be very smooth. So when these NDRF workers were doing their mock drills from inside that pipe also, their knees, their elbows were getting hurt. So the next team which went inside, they wore the elbow pads and also knee pads. So that's why then they thought of that we need to wheel them out through a stretcher. So all kind of casualties or emergencies, whatever can be thought of, have been thought of by the agencies. They feel that next 2 to 3 to 4 hours are very crucial, because right now this rescue operation is at a very critical stage. Tanima?
Right. It's very important actually to get this final stretch right. Neeta, you've been on ground and also spoken to officials through this entire stretch of 2 weeks, over 2 weeks that we've seen the workers being trapped there. If you could just give our viewers an understanding of the topography, of the terrain, and the fact that because it was such a challenging terrain, the rescue officials had to adopt multiple plans. In fact, 6 methods, if not at least 6 methods, if not more, that they had to adopt over a period of these 2 weeks in order to reach to the workers. So give us an understanding of the terrain and the difficulty it is in order to dig through that soil in order to reach those men who are trapped.
See, when you're building a tunnel, as I said, you put so much of iron meshes, iron rods. So once a D kind of a thing is erected, that's when a tunnel comes into shape. But this accident took place just 200 meters inside from the mouth of the tunnel, which started building in 2018, because this tunnel was supposed to be thrown open for general public in 2024. So since then, 2018 to today is 2023. For last 5 years, workers have been going through this tunnel, or this part of the tunnel. They have been going through. When this incident or accident took place on 12th of November, that is when these workers were coming back from the night shift, and they had gone for reprofiling. Reprofiling is again a kind of a technical exercise. Those sharp edges, you try to smoothen them, and that's when the rubble, the tunnel fell down and they got trapped. That was a 2-kilometer stretch where they got trapped, and the height of the area where they were trapped was about 8.5 meter high. So the area was enough, but that again, gave so many questions were being raised about the safety of the tunnel also, because it was just at the mouth of the cave. What kind of safety measures were adopted? Why an escape tunnel was not kept in motion or was not thought of when the construction started? This project, Tanima, is a very ambitious project of Government of India, connecting all the Char Dhams, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedar Dham and Badrinath. This would have cut short 27 kilometers for any pilgrim, and about 45 minutes his journey would have shortened. So it was a very ambitious project. Now the question which has been asked by environmentalists and also many experts, that whether the mouth of the cave, where the accident took place, would still be used, or whether an alternate route would have to be worked out, because we have to remember drilling has taken place not only horizontally but also vertically. Everywhere the tunnel has been punctured. So about the safety audit of the tunnel also people are asking questions, and that's the reason why Uttarakhand government has ordered now a safety audit for all the undergoing construction, which includes bridges and also tunnels. Right. Tanima?
Neeta, we are of course waiting for the good news to come out from Uttarkashi that those workers are being brought out. But, and maybe it is a bit early for us to ask this question, but there's also this, a lot of people may wonder as to finally the fact that they had to resort to sending men inside to do manual digging in order to bring the workers out, because the machines failed after a point. And also multiple methods, as we were discussing, which have been employed by the officials in order to rescue the workers. Because you have been speaking to NDRF, NDMA, all the officials involved in this entire operation. What do they think? That should they have decided to use or introduce the rat miners earlier in this entire operation, or only after certain procedures were completely exhausted that they decided to send those men in?
See, this option was being explored earlier also, but when finally the machines failed, there was a lot of hullabaloo about this auger machine, but it failed twice. But right now, what they are using auger machine for, to push the pipes. Earlier it was digging. Earth technology that they use, that radar they use to see whether if there is any kind of an obstacle there, it came out that 5 meters are clear, and that's when they pushed auger really hard, and the auger blades broke because it could not detect the small inches pipes or meshes, and that's when the blades got entangled in those small kind of rubble, and it broke. And to retrieve that auger machine also took 2 days. So obviously they lost crucial time, but thankfully as far as the workers are concerned who are trapped inside, a rescue BSNL line has also been established by the Uttarakhand authorities. Earlier they were speaking through the walkie-talkies, then a BSNL line was established. They were regularly communicating with their family members, with doctors, with psychiatrists. They were also getting all kinds of food that they were wanting to eat, the fruits they were getting. When I was speaking to some of the rescue people involved, they said we even supplied a nail cutter to one worker. One worker got a thermometer. So whatever they were asking, that was being provided to them. And a big relief was that they were constantly in touch with their family members also. So the family members were also relieved. So minute by minute, inch by inch, the tunnel was dug again, and this rat miners finally managed to push the entire escape tunnel. 60 meters of escape tunnel now has been established, and now the last bit, the ramp, which is being established, and that's when it's going to be completed. That's when the workers are going to start coming out. Tanima?